a member faces any technical issue, he may contact the helpline number mentioned in the notice of the AGM of the general guidelines for the members, serial number 3 on page number 8 of the annual report. The statutory registers, as required under the provisions of the Companies Act 2013, are made available for inspections to the members who have requested for inspections. A live streaming of this meeting is also being webcasted on the NSDL website. The company have received 2 representations under Section 113 of the Companies Act 2013, covering 95,25,691 equity shares, representing 73.81% of the paid-up equity share capital. In compliance with the provision of Section 108 of the Companies Act, Rule 20 of the Company's Management and Administration Rule 2014 as amended, and Regulation 44 of SEBI LODR, the company has provided e-voting facility to the members of the company in respect of the businesses to be transacted at the annual general meeting. The remote e-voting period commenced at 9 a.m. Indian Standard Times on Monday, September 26, 2020, and ended on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time on September 28, 2022. The members participating in the AGM through VC facility and who have not casted their vote by the remote e-voting shall be able to exercise their right to vote through e-voting system during the AGM. Members may go through the voting page of the NSDL e-voting website and cast their votes while at the same time watch proceedings of the meeting. I now request Mr. Mahesh Talyani, Managing Director, to introduce himself.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mahesh Talyani, Managing Director of the company, and I'm also the member of the Audit Committee, the Stakeholder Relationship Committee, the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, and the Risk Management Committee of the Board of the Directors. I am attending this meeting from the registered office of the company. Representatives of Messrs. Pricewaterhouse Chartered Accountants, LLP, Statutory Auditors, Messrs. Sharp & Tennant, Associate Chartered Accountants, Messrs. Makaran M. Joshi and Company, Secretarial Auditors, are also attending this meeting through video conference. Mr. Nikhil Bhatia, the Chairman of the Audit Committee and Risk Management Committee, has advised his inability to attend the annual general meeting and authorized me to reply on the queries, if any, raised by the shareholders on this behalf. Thank you. May I now request Mr. Shivanandan to introduce himself?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Shivanandan, Independent Director, joining this annual general meeting of Forbes and Company Limited from Bangalore. And I am in the NRC as well as in the audit committee of this company. And I request Mr. Jay Mawani now to introduce himself. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. I'm Jay Mawani, Non-Executive Director of the company. I'm attending this meeting from the registered office of the company in Mumbai. Thank you. I would now request Mr. Mahesh Talyani to take over as the chairman in the absence of Mr. Shapur Mistry and to formally take over the proceedings of this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Mawani. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mahesh Talyani, Managing Director of Forbes and Company and the chairman for this meeting. Before I start the formal address, I would like to share with you a message from Mr. Mistry. He specifically wanted me to thank you all on his behalf for the condolences messages and the support he received from you on the loss of his close family members who were very dear to him. In close succession, he lost his dear father, Mr. Palanji Seth, and his younger brother, Mr. Cyrus Mistry. He thanks you all for the kind wishes being with him and in these trying times. He seeks your wholehearted support towards the continued growth and well-being of Forbes and Shapurji Palanji Group. As a group, we all stand committed to our ethics and core values on which we have built our current reputation as a valuable and reliable member of the business community. Coming back to the formal meeting, the requisite quorum being present, I call the meeting to order, and with your permission, I take the notice dated 13th August 2022, convening the 103rd Annual General Meeting, along with the explanatory statement as read. There are no qualifications in the auditor's report on standalone, and the report of the financial statements contains a modified opinion on 2 of the overseas subsidiaries of the company, wherein the management of these 2 entities, that is Lux International AG and Forbes Lux International AG, were unable to provide certain clarification information to the auditors of these entities due to various integration issues. As per the auditor's report, the impact of the same is indeterminable. The company management is of the opinion that due to the scale of these operations itself, the impact on the consolidated financial statements would be insufficient, insignificant, if any. The auditors have referred to certain matters in their report on the financial statements to the shareholders, which read with the relevant notes forming part of the accounts are self-explanatory. The secretarial auditor's report does not contain any qualification, reservation, or adverse remark or any disclaimer. I will now move on to the observations of the business operations of your company. From a Forbes perspective, the financial year 2021-22 and the first half of financial year 22-23 has been action-oriented, and I can assure you that we are now in a much better position to handle the future more confidently, and we foresee the future with enthusiasm and optimism. We meet today in a situation where we have traversed a challenging journey successfully, but globally we still see geopolitical tensions and economic stress caused by the inflation and supply side disruptions. The present recessionary trends and debt crisis is an area of concern for the global economy in the future. At the same time, I am positively surprised at the transformation that has taken place over such less time. In these difficult times, India as a country demonstrated solid resilience and achieved robust recovery with a proactive policy measures and support of the government. Your management is thriving to build up an extremely competitive company, keeping in mind the values and ethos of the company. Factors that will be focused upon are agility to reach new markets, digital transformation, strategic capacity enhancement, efficient capital deployment, creativity in supply chain management with a clear view on sustainability in the long run. As regards your own company, I summarize the key achievements over the last year to date and also what the future holds for us. I am happy to note that the performance of the engineering business specifically, which is now our mainstay, has delivered a growth of around 30% in the current financial year. The revenue of the company rose from 160 crores to 206 crores, and the profit before tax for this division is at around 16 crores, as against 2 crores in the previous year. The portfolio of HSS taps, high performance tools, and carbide tools, along with drills, carbon taps, and dies, keep showing promising growth locally and internationally. This was enabled by strengthening its capabilities in product development and marketing, capacity building, and focusing on supply chain operations. The company was short on its target for international growth during the financial year 2021-22 due to COVID restriction, but is now optimistic, and it continues to explore in growth in the international arena. As regards industrial automation, there was a turnaround in this segment, and the same is reflected in the results. The management informs me that the growth trajectory in the precision tools and the industrial automation business is expected to continue, and barring unforced situations, we see the growth trend to continue. Your company real estate project Visinia is delayed a bit, but we are confident to complete the same in all respect around second or third quarter of 2023. The delay is a setback, albeit a temporary one, but we are confident to tide the difficulty in time. In line with your request for the earlier years, the company has now completed the action on demerging the shares of Eureka Forbes Limited, and the shares are now listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange. For each share of the company, every shareholder has received 15 new shares of the new Eureka Forbes Limited, and this has been a fantastic opportunity for appreciation of their value and investment. Your company at Forbes Group level holds close to 24.95 lakh shares. At the current value, at current prices of around 500 per share, this approximately is around 120 to 125 crores. This has provided Forbes a great opportunity to its inherent financial strength and to the company's balance sheet. Forbes Technosis Limited and your erstwhile subsidiary, Shapuji Palanji Forbes Shipping Limited, were operating under a one-time restructuring scheme. And I am happy to inform you that all outstanding loans with banks related to both these companies have been repaid as on date, except for a small amount of around 7 to 10 crores, which is outstanding for performance guarantees, against which we expect no major claim. Both the companies are now out of one-time restructuring, and all conditions related to one-time restructuring have been met and complied. Given that some subsidiaries of the erstwhile Eureka Forbes have been retained in your company, the company, as a matter of abundant precaution, has taken an impairment of the full book value of 329 crore. Consequent to this impairment, as a provision in the account, your company has eliminated all future risks related to these companies, except in situation where fresh investment are agreed for the future by the board. The company has positively accomplished a lot in managing its debt position during the financial year in question at a standalone and commercial consolidated level. The overall debt position of the company was rupees 812 crores as on 31st March 2021 and is now including of other loans at 187 crores at the end of June 2022. This will bring substantial credibility to the financials and to the inherent strength of the company. Your company had also signed an agreement for sale of its parcel of land owned in Chandivali, Mumbai for 235 crores, and this money is now realized. The sale transaction was concluded, providing liquidity and substantial profitability and strengthening the balance sheet of the company at the same time. Your company also has sold the stake in Shapurji Palanji Forbes Shipping Limited, in which it held 25% shareholding. The company had sold all its vessels and had cleared all its external bank liabilities. The 25% stake in the company was sold based on the value of the assets, cash and receivables, net of payables, held as on the date of transfer. Based on an external valuation done in this regard, your company realized 29 crores on the sale of these shares. Your company has also disposed of 100% equity stake held in the Forbes Facility Services Private Limited at a net realization of around 40 crores. Forbes Facility was a subsidiary of Eureka Forbes, and as a result of the composite scheme of arrangement related to the demerger of Eureka Forbes, Forbes Facility Services was retained in your company. This action again provides liquidity and increases profitability and also increases profitability of the company. Next, Forbes Technosis Limited, a 100% subsidiary of your company, continues to make losses and has challenges, but its operation have been substantially rationalized. As on date, with support from from the management, the outstanding loan by banks and financial institutions are now nil. The support required in Forbes Technosis Limited was invested from Forbes, either as intercompany or as equity. This support from your company was necessary and required, as your company had guaranteed these loans, and the financial and liquidity position of the Forbes Technosis Limited did not permit to meet its obligation. The Forbes Technosis Limited will continue to focus on service business and explore efficiencies and cost rationalization for ensuring superior customer service. Forbes Technosis will exit all other non-profitable business lines to conserve resources to invest in promising businesses. Your company, in its board meeting in August 2022, declared a special interim dividend of a record 650%. That is rupees 65 per equity share held, and this amount has already been disbursed to the shareholders. You would also have observed that the board of the company has approved the proposal to enter into a joint venture 50% each with Maxa Group. Maxa are leaders in laser technology, and we believe this relationship will enhance our portfolio in industrial and for FMCG lasers by complementing the existing laser with laser technologies for FMCG companies, which is the forte of Maxa. The joint venture formation process will start after the agreement finalization formalities are completed. Last but not the least, your board of directors, on their board meeting held on 26 September, have inter alia approved the scheme of demerger of Precision Tools Group business from Forbes and Company Limited, thereby providing both the entities, Forbes and Company and Forbes Precision Tools and Machine Parts Limited, to individually focus on their respective businesses and thereby create better shareholder value in long run. This shall be subject to the approval of all the shareholders at the extraordinary general meeting and also the relevant government approvals, which include SEBI, NCLT, and other authorities. Each of the above points stated above are pointers to the optimism and the faith of the group to ensure and enhance the value for the shareholders. And we look forward to your continued support in this matter. As I conclude, may I, on behalf of your board of directors and the management of the company, once again thank you all for the continued support and management. I will now request the moderator to call upon the speaker shareholders. Thank you.
I will now call one by one those members who have registered to speak. Dear Ms. Asha Maheshwari, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
हेलो, हाँ जी, मेरी आवाज आ रही है जी? आशा लता महेश्वरी, आवाज आ रही है जी?
हाँ जी मैडम।
बिल्कुल आ रही है मैडम।
अच्छा जी। श्रीमान चेयरमैन साहब, मेरे सभी डायरेक्टर भाई, मेरा नाम आशा लता महेश्वरी, आप सबको मेरा सादर नमस्कार। चेयरमैन साहब, 2-3 साल हो गए ये रूबरू बात नहीं हो रही है, तो बहुत मुझे तो आप सबकी याद आती है। सबसे पहले यही कहूंगी, 100 चांद भी चमके तो बात नहीं बनती, आपको रूबरू देखे बिना मीटिंग में रौनक नहीं आती। भगवान करे अगले साल रूबरू देखने को मिले। फिर बैलेंस शीट पढ़ी, क्योंकि कंपनी में मर्जर डीमर्जर हुआ है, इसलिए पिछले साल से कंपेयर करना तो मुश्किल है जहां तक मैंने देखा। पर मुझे ये भरोसा है कि शाहपुर जी के लीडरशिप और और मैनेजमेंट में सब अच्छा ही होगा। मैं उन्हें बहुत सालों से जानती हूँ, मुझे पूरा भरोसा है वो जो भी कंपनी के लिए करेंगे उनके हित में ही करेंगे। कंपनी की CSR एक्टिविटीज भी बहुत अच्छी है, हेल्थ एजुकेशन, जनरल इम्प्रूवमेंट, क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ वगैरह पर बहुत काबिल तारीफ है। मेरा सुझाव है चेयरमैन साहब कि कुछ बुजुर्गों के लिए भी जरा सोचिए। सबको बुजुर्गों के लिए कोई नहीं सोचता, तो उनसे ज्यादा आशीर्वाद मिलेगा। ज्यादा नहीं, थोड़ा सही, पर बुजुर्गों के लिए जरा सोचिए। आप अच्छा कर रहे हैं, मैं ये जरूर कहूंगी यहाँ, जो कुछ आप चाहें जिंदगी में वो सब आपको मिल जाए। कोई गम और कोई मुसीबत आपको कभी ना सताए। खुशियां बाहर बनकर आपके गुलशन को महकाए, हर तरफ आपकी शोहरत बढ़ती चली जाए। चेयरमैन साहब, कंपनी ने जो रूफ टॉप सोलर पावर प्लांट जो लगाया है उसके पावर की सेविंग होगी, पर वालू फैक्ट्री ने जो ट्री प्लांटेशन किया है और वाटर प्रोसेसिंग से गार्डनिंग करके काफी पानी बचाया है, आपको कई सर्टिफिकेट भी मिले हैं क्वालिटी के लिए। बहुत ही खुशी होती है, बहुत मुबारकें हैं चेयरमैन साहब। चेयरमैन साहब, आपको देखकर तो बहुत, मैं सच पूछो तो शाहपुर जी नहीं आए, उनको मैं बचपन से ही जानती हूँ। वो छोटे बच्चे थे जब से मैं उन्हें जानती हूँ, मैं उन्हें दिल से प्यार करती हूँ। आज वो नहीं आए, कोई बात नहीं है, मेरा आशीर्वाद उनके तक जरूर पहुंचा दीजिए। और चेयरमैन साहब, ज्यादा तो मुझे बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि मुझे आप लोगों पर पूरा भरोसा है। अब जो भी करेंगे वो सबके हित में करेंगे। मेरा आशीर्वाद है आप सबको, और नवरात्रे शुरू हुए हैं, उन नवरात्रों का आशीर्वाद देते हुए कहूंगी, सरस्वती जी का साथ हो, गणेश जी का निवास हो, माँ दुर्गा की कृपा से आप सबके जीवन में प्रकाश हो। ये मैं जो दुआ दिए, आप सबका हाथ, आपके सर पर हाथ रखकर दुआएं ये मैंने दी हैं। आप लोग सुखी रहें और बहुत अच्छा काम करते रहें। आपको मैं स्ट्रांगली सपोर्ट देते हुए धन्यवाद देती हूँ।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Dear Mr. Bimal Kumar Agarwal, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Dear Madam, the said person is not connected in this meeting.
Dear Mr. Yusuf Yunus Rangwala, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Madam, the person with the said name is not connected in this meeting.
Dear Mr. Saket Kapoor, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Yeah, namaskar, sir.
नमस्कार।
धन्यवाद MD साहब for a very elaborate opening remark. Sir, the one of the very moot point I would like to ask the team. We are into diversified set of businesses, and now with the latest announcement on 26th, day before, 2 days ago, regarding this precision equipment tools business also getting demerged. So, which segment will get classified into that? Whether it is the engineering segment itself, sir, that will get that is what the precision holds, or otherwise I could not make sense of the same. And also, sir, one thing about the net debt number, sir, आपने क्या 187 करोड़ कहा है अभी? अगर ये 2 पॉइंट मुझे पहले बता दें तो मैं आगे के क्वेश्चंस अपने वैसे
Yes,
फ्रेम
it
कर
is 187 as in June 2022.
अच्छा, मैंने 800 से 812 से फ्रॉम 812 टू 187.
Correct.
ओके. और अभी भी सर कुछ प्रोसीड्स बाकी हैं आने का, कि जिसके बेसिस पे कि अपने नेट डेट में जीरो हो जाएंगे, कि अब यही डेट लेकर कैरी करना है, डेट बढ़ेगा? इस पे सर आप कमेंट कीजिएगा कि आगे क्या देखते हैं. एंड सर ये जो प्रिसीजन टूल,
It will not be net debt will not be zero, but it will be still lower than these current levels.
ओके, इवन लोअर देन 187 करोड़.
It will go down lower.
Okay, so our interest payout will be significantly lower than what historically it used to be.
Yes, because we have to keep in mind that Eureka Forbes had some debt, and that part has gone there as got settled out because Eureka Forbes has moved out.
Right, sir. So when I look at your, especially for the June quarter numbers also, and on the operational front, sir, we still on the consolidated part, sir, I think so. We have our home care product, engineering, real estate, IT enabled, shipping, logistic business. I think the shipping logistic has been carved out now completely. So only wanted to understand, you did give some in your opening remark about the IT enabled services still continuing in its form and not contributing. So what's the thought process in the long run? And sir, having such varied set of businesses, sir, I request the team to provide inputs to investors post quarterly numbers, so that we can have better decimation of understanding of the business aspects, sir. As only at the statutory norms, we are only receiving the quarterly numbers with numerical data, but business updates and other parts of how the business has been, that is not been explained to us on a quarterly basis, or not even on a half-yearly basis. So I request for better engagement with investor community, sir. We are a very clean conglomerate, and I think so. You people have created value for your investors in all formats, shorter term, longer term, with good dividend payout. So please open the window for your investing community also to have better interaction levels. And I would like to understand, sir, for the segment wise, how are you seeing the year being shaping up going ahead with this type of restructuring, with a type of debt reduction? How is the current year shaping up? And especially for the precision tool part, sir, I think so. The revenue has been mentioned in the release as 187 crore, I think so, for the annual basis. That will get demerged out. So that is that point was from what that used to be clubbed with the engineering segment, or otherwise, please explain on that front. And overall, would like to understand, sir, the moot point for investors is where what are the growth drivers for the company going ahead? What should investors look from the company going ahead for the coming year? The type of capex, operational capex. These are the questions, sir, which can be discussed on a conference call, and not always subject on the AGM. But since the AGM is the only medium through which we can interact with you, sir, I would request once again to beef up the investor relation team, sir. And once you answer, sir, I request the moderator to provide us with an opportunity to ask any follow-up, sir, because this is the only opportunity we get. So kindly bear with us and give us an opportunity. I would like to understand how the current year is going to shape up, because this debt reduction exercise is a significant step, according to my understanding, from 800 to now 187.
Dear sir,
yeah.
we request
Yes,
you to kindly conclude your question, as you
Yes,
have
madam.
exceeded 3 minutes.
Ma'am, I am
Saketji, what
done.
I suggest
Thank you.
Saketji, what I suggest is I have heard your questions and I understand where you are going. So there will be
Yeah.
other shareholders also which will have similar questions.
Sir,
I'll take
yes,
up
sir, I will come.
answers. We'll give it in one shot
Definitely.
together in the end. And if there is still anything, you are happy to ask the questions again or write to us, and we'll definitely give you a clarification.
Thank you, Sajid. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dear Mr. Saurabh Jain, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Dear madam, the said person is not connected in this meeting.
Dear Mr. Dinesh Koteja, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Ma'am, the person with the said name is not connected in this meeting.
Dear Mr. Gautam Tiwari, can you please accept the request of and unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Can you listen me, sir?
Yes, very much. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. And I'm trying to start my video. You can see me probably. Sir,
Yes,
can you
sir.
see me?
Yes, we can do that.
Oh, sir, first of all, very good afternoon, our honorable today chairman, sir, Mahesh Taliani ji, and our MD also, and all other eminent board of directors, team Forbes and company, and my fellow shareholders, myself, Gautam Tiwari, and I'm participating at this meeting from Mumbai. Dear sir, first of all, I would like to really express my very, very deep condolences and the prayer for the eternal peace of those who have departed from our family. First of all, Shapurji's father, and thereafter, within a short span, sudden death of Cyrus Ji, we could not tolerate, we could not accept, we could not digest all this. Even for 2 days, 3 days, we were so much in the unrest that we cannot speak in words. So God give us all the strength to bear the loss of this, which we pray eternally to God. Dear sir, now coming back to our this thing, सर इस साल तो आपने कंपनी ने पहले रुपए 65 का डिविडेंड देकर और बाद में 1:15 रेशियो में डिमर्जर के यूरेका फोर्ब्स के शेयर होल्डर्स को और इन्वेस्टर्स को अलॉट करके एकदम निहाल और मालामाल कर दिया है। सर इतने कम समय में कंपनी ने शेयर होल्डर्स की वेल्थ को और शेयर होल्डर्स के वैल्यू एडिशन को बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से बढ़ा दिया है, जिसके लिए हम आपके बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हैं। सर हमने ये देखा कि हमारी बैलेंस शीट बहुत ही स्ट्रांग है। आपकी ओपनिंग स्पीच ने एवरीथिंग whatever we wanted to ask, lot of things have been covered up, and we are very happy that we have reduced the debt to a very greater extent. Only nominal thing is remaining, which is only for the casual expenses, and for which we are really very much thankful to you, because our both companies, Eureka Forbes and Forbes and Company, are almost going to be on the verge of debt-free companies. और सर हमारे पास दो बहुत ही अच्छे हीरे हैं सर, हमारे पास अप्रतिम हीरे हैं। एक तो जो सामने बैठे हैं महेश तालियानी जी, और दूसरे हमारे ये निर्मल जगावत जी। ये दो हीरो ने दो हमारे बहुत बड़े पिलर्स हैं सर हमारी कंपनी के। हम कई सालों से देख रहे हैं इनकी सर्विस को, इनकी मेहनत, लगन, परिश्रम, इनके कमिटमेंट, इनके योगदान को, जिस तरीके से इन्होंने अपने आप को ढाला है, पूरा दिल इन्होंने दे दिया है इस कंपनी में। और आज उसी का नतीजा हम देख रहे हैं कि कंपनी कहां से कहां पहुंच चुकी है आप लोगों के बलबूते पर इस कंपनी को। सर आपके लीडरशिप में, और शाहपुर जी तो एक बेमिसाल व्यक्तित्व हैं, उनको आज हम बहुत मिस करेंगे। हमारी संवेदनाएं जरूर पहुंचाइएगा कि हम बहुत मिस कर रहे हैं सर, और ये बता दीजिएगा कि इनके ये स्तंभ हमारे पास हमेशा रहें, हमेशा किसी ना किसी तरीके से हमारे साथ हमेशा जुड़े रहें, ताकि हमारी कंपनी दिन दुनी रात चौगुनी तरक्की करती रहे और आसमान में ध्रुव तारे की तरह हमेशा हमेशा चमकती रहे सर। इसके बाद हम आते हैं इन्वेस्टर केयर और इन्वेस्टर सर्विस के पास। तो हमारे रिटायर्ड परम प्रिय पंकज खट्टर आपकी तो इन्वेस्टर सर्विस इतनी लाजवाब, इतनी उम्दा रही कि उसका हम बयान ही नहीं कर सके। बहुत अप्रतिम, अद्वितीय, सॉफ्ट स्पोकन, पोलाइट थे। हम पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट की उनकी जिंदगी के लिए, उनकी लाइफ के लिए ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करते हैं। और हमारी नई सेक्रेटरी जी उषा रूपा खन्ना जी की हम सबसे पहले तो उनको वेलकम करते हैं, बहुत वार्म वेलकम करते हैं। हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि उनकी भी इन्वेस्टर सर्विस, इन्वेस्टर केयर सर्विस और हम शेयर होल्डर्स के प्रति उनका लगाव, उनका झुकाव और हमारी बात सुनने की उनकी इच्छा और सॉल्व करने के हमारे इश्यू हमारे जो कुछ भी रहेंगे सभी शेयर होल्डर्स के सॉल्व करने की बहुत अच्छी रहेगी। और उनकी पूरी टीम हमें इसी तरीके से प्रशांत प्रधान साहब भी जो कई सालों से हमें मदद कर रहे हैं, इतने सालों से हैं वो, मोर देन 2 डिकेड्स। तो हम ये इस सभी टीम के बहुत बहुत आभारी हैं सर, और हम बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हैं सर। आपने जो यहाँ पे आरटीए और हमारी जो ये रखी हुई है अभी एप्लीकेशन जो दिया हुआ है हमको, और आरटीए टीएसआर द्वारा और हमारे जो एप्लीकेशन दिया हुआ है इसकी टेक्निकल टीम ने भी हमें काफी मदद की है। हम इसके लिए भी बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हैं आपके। आई एम वेरी श्योर सर, इस कंपनी के शेयर होल्डर होने के नाते इस कंपनी ने हमेशा माइनॉरिटी शेयर होल्डर्स का ध्यान रख के हमेशा माइनॉरिटी शेयर होल्डर्स को बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से खुशनुमा रिवॉर्ड किया है। इसके लिए हम बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हैं सर। माँ नवरात्रि की, माँ दुर्गा की कृपा से बहुत अच्छा समय हमें मिला है। आप सबकी लॉन्ग हैप्पी हेल्दी वेल्दी सेफ लाइफ की ईश्वर से हम तहे दिल से प्रार्थना करते हैं। और हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि हमारा सपोर्ट, क्योंकि आप में हमारा पूरा भरोसा है, आप में पूरा विश्वास है, हमारी जिंदगी के साथ भी और हमारी जिंदगी के बाद भी आपके साथ हमेशा बना रहेगा। और हम आपके साथ और आपके पास आसपास हम जरूर रहेंगे, इसका हम विश्वास दिलाते हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर पेशेंट लिसनिंग सर। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय माँ दुर्गा, जय श्री कृष्ण। थैंक यू वेरी मच
Thank you for the kind words.
Dear Miss Celestine Mascarenas, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Dear madam, the person with the said name is not connected in this meeting.
Dear Miss Shobha Mehta, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Respected Chairman, Sri Ashok ji, respected Chairman, श्री महेश जी, एमडी श्री महेश जी, अन्य मेरे जाने माने डायरेक्टर भाइयों और शेयर होल्डर भाई बहन, मेरा नाम शोभना मेहता। सर, आज की ये एजीएम में एज अ चेयरमैन महेश जी मैं आपका स्वागत करती हूँ। गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन। सर, आप हमारी रिगार्ड्स एंड गुड विशेस हमारे चेयरमैन श्री सापुर जी को जरूर दीजिएगा। पहले हमारे चेयरमैन श्री सापुर जी और बाद में ब्रदर श्री साइरस जी, जो एकदम शॉकिंग न्यूज और अनएक्सपेक्टेड उनके साथ हुआ एक्सीडेंट, तो बहुत ही अनएक्सपेक्टेड था और वो आज दोनों हमारे बीच में नहीं है। सो भगवान दोनों की आत्मा को शांति दे, यही मेरी प्रार्थना है। और सर, कहूंगी नोटिस एंड एनुअल रिपोर्ट इन टाइम मिला। सिंपल गुड एंड इंफॉर्मेटिव प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए मैं हमारे सेक्रेटरी और सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट को भी धन्यवाद देती हूँ। रूपा खन्ना जी अभी आई है, उनका मैं स्वागत करती हूँ एज अ कंपनी सेक्रेटरी। और प्रधान जी चले गए हैं रिजाइन करके, उन्होंने बैलेंस शीट बनाई है, सो उनका भी मैं शुक्रिया अदा करती हूँ। हालांकि हमेशा वो शेयर होल्डर को अच्छी इन्वेस्टर सर्विस देते थे और रूपा जी आपसे भी अभी यही उम्मीद कर सकते हैं हम। और सर, कहूंगी कि रिजल्ट देखे, हालांकि कंपेरेबल नहीं है पर फिर भी आपने सेटिस्फैक्ट्री परफॉर्मेंस दिखाया है और डिविडेंड ऑफ ₹150 रिकमेंड किया है। और इसके बाद आपने साथ में हमें डीमर्जर करते हुए वो शेयर्स भी दिए, तो इसके लिए भी मैं आपको धन्यवाद देती हूँ। सर, जहाँ तक मैं ये ग्रुप को जानती हूँ, सालों से मीटिंग अटेंड करती आई हूँ, सो कहूँगी कि मुझे आप पर और आपकी एंटायर टीम पर पूरा फेथ है कि आप जो भी करोगे वो कंपनी और शेयर होल्डरों के हित में होगा। और सर, जहां पर फेथ होता है वहां ज्यादा सवाल नहीं किया करते। सो जस्ट फॉर माय इंफॉर्मेशन सिर्फ 1-2 सवाल करना चाहूंगी। एज ऑन टुडे प्रेजेंट नंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज कितने हैं? और सर, ये 3rd ईयर है कि हम आज भी वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिस के थ्रू एजीएम कर रहे हैं और आपके दर्शन दूर से ही हो रहे हैं। सो कहूंगी जो बात आप सब में है आपकी तस्वीर में नहीं। और सर, हो सके तो नेक्स्ट एजीएम फिजिकल मीटिंग रखिए, तो फेस टू फेस मिलना होगा आप सबसे। और सर, लास्टली जानना चाहूंगी कि आज आपने ये वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिस रखी है और फिजिकल एजीएम होती है, तो दोनों में एक्सपेंसेस में कितना फर्क है, कंपनी ने कितना अमाउंट सेव किया वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिस एजीएम रखते हुए, हो सके तो जरा बताने की कृपा करें। और इसी के साथ में ज्यादा ना बोलते हुए, आज आपने जो रेजोल्यूशन रखा है वो सभी में मैं फुल्ली सपोर्ट करते हुए कंपनी के लिए शुभकामनाएं करती हूँ। हमारी कंपनी दिन दोगुनी रात चौगुनी तरक्की करती रहे, ताकि आप हमें ईयर बाय ईयर बेटर परफॉर्मेंस के साथ बेटर डिविडेंड और नियर फ्यूचर में बोनस भी दे पाए। सर, जाते जाते मैं आपको और आपकी पूरी टीम को शुभकामनाएं देते हुए कहूंगी, डे बाय डे आपकी खुशियां हो जाए डबल, आपकी जिंदगी से दूर रहेगा ट्रबल, भगवान आप सबको रखे बिल्कुल फिट, अब आपकी कंपनी में और आपकी जिंदगी में आने वाले हर दिन हो सुपरहिट। सर, यही शुभकामना के साथ नवरात्रि चल रही है, अच्छे दिनों में आपने एजीएम रखी है, लेकिन हो सके तो नेक्स्ट ईयर एकदम लास्ट 2 डेज अभी बाकी है, आज इतनी सारी एजीएम्स है, इसीलिए कई शेयर होल्डर्स अपना नाम लिखा के दूसरी मीटिंग अटेंड कर रहे होंगे, क्योंकि एट द टाइम कितनी मीटिंग आप कर सकोगे, चाहे फिजिकल हो या है वीसी हो, नहीं कर सकता कोई भी इंसान एक साथ में 2-2 3 मीटिंग। तो प्लीज हो सके तो थोड़ा अर्ली मीटिंग रखेंगे 15 सितंबर के बाद, तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा, ये मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है। और लास्टली, नवरात्रि, दशहरा, दीपावली की मैं आपको और आपकी एंटायर टीम को शुभकामनाएं देते हुए कहूंगी, फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बहार, चांद की चांदनी, अपनों का प्यार, मुबारक हो सबको आने वाले सभी त्योहार। इसी के साथ में आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द फ्यूचर सक्सेस। आप सबकी हेल्थ एंड वेल्थ हमेशा अच्छी बनी रहे, यही शुभकामना के साथ वेबएक्स टीम का भी धन्यवाद करती हूँ और सेक्रेटरी टीम का भी। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dear Mr. Dinesh Bhatia, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Ma'am, the person with the said name is not connected in this meeting.
Dear Mr. Adal Irani, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
I have unmuted my mic and that is it. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you.
I would, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. I would have wanted very much to observe a silent prayer for the untimely sudden death of Palanji Seth and Cyrus Seth. Nevertheless, since we have started this meeting, we can always have it next time when we have a physical meeting. And I pray to God to give strength to the family, specifically because of the sudden and unforeseen death, and give strength to the mother, wife, sons, brother and sister of Cyrus Mystery. And I normally don't question anything that takes place with Harivam, that is history, and I don't think I've invested in this company because of the Palanji family, because of the Mystery family. So that is it. And I would very much have wanted to come and meet Mr. Shapuji. I could meet him after 28th of June. But then I could not meet him after the 5th of September. And whom the God loves dies young, basically. What is there for us to say? We are mere mortals. I will miss Cyrus very much. And it's really sad that he's no longer with us. He's no longer in our midst.
Yeah, we'll all miss him, and thank you for your condolences.
Okay. That's it. What is there to say? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Dear Ms. Humayunpur Dehi, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello,
Yes,
can
ma'am.
you hear me? I'll continue.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello. I just, first of all, we offer our condolences to Shapoorji Mistry. We have been coming to this AGM since his father's time. Forbes' name was Forbes Gokak. They were just like a family, and it is just unbearable loss I can just imagine, I can't even imagine what he's facing at the moment. Now, so please send our condolences to him. It's good you all are there to represent him. We are very happy about it. Now, a few questions regarding the supply chain, which every company has been saying. Now, what challenges our company especially faced? What were the products which most affected us? You know, for example, automobile companies said they couldn't get the chips and so spare parts and this and that. They were affected. So all those companies, depending on the auto companies, got affected, you know, like NRA bearing and so on and on. So what products we were affected and what challenges we faced, I would like to, and of course we have reduced our debt. You have sold your holdings in so many things and you have sold many assets. It is okay, but you have also done demerger of Forbes, and this is very good. It's increasing the shareholder value and not diminish the share. We have no objection. Only thing is, now I hope a company really turns around and we get good dividend. That's what I want to say. And I wish a company, I just want to know one more thing. Which sectors are giving us maximum profits? And which sectors, as you did mention, the sector contributing to our loss. So that's why you have sold all your shipping vessels. You may just answer my questions. I'm here. My mobile is on. And we wish you all the best. You, Mr. MD, we know you also now since many years, along with your secretarial team, whom we thank for making us come into the speaker's platform. Mr. Pankaj rang me up and made us come into our speaker's platform. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Dear Mr. Bharat Shah, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Bharat bhai.
Yeah, sir. स्मिता शाह एंड भरत शाह ये थोड़ा हम एक से ही बात करेंगे सर. ओके. हेलो.
Please go ahead.
या.
Please go ahead.
ओके. थैंक यू सो मच सर. माननीय चेयरमैन सर, महेश जी, जय जी, निर्मल जी और अन्य मान्यवर डायरेक्टर सर, मैं बंबई से स्मिता शाह बात करती हूँ. सर पहले तो मैं सापुर जी और श्री साइरस जी, मैं उन दोनों को मैं हार्दिक श्रद्धांजलि देती हूँ. हम सालों से उनको जानते थे और ईश्वर उन दोनों की आत्मा जहाँ भी हो तो ईश्वर उन आत्मा को शांति दे, और बस यही मेरी ईश्वर को मैं प्रार्थना करती हूँ. और साथ में आज सर हमारी ये 103rd AGM की भी मैं शुभकामना करते हुए मैं नवरात्रि की शुभकामना मैं देती हूँ कि आज आपने अच्छे दिन में भी जो AGM रखी है तो जरूर कंपनी फ्यूचर में अच्छे ग्रोथ के साथ आगे बढ़ेगी, ये मेरा विश्वास है सर. और हमें यही अच्छी मैं शुभकामना भी देती हूँ. और सर बैलेंस शीट गुड फुल इंफॉर्मेशन के साथ एक्सेलेंट बैलेंस शीट. और सर आज आपके साथ जो बात करने का मौका मिला इसके लिए मैं कंपनी सेक्रेटरी मिस रूपा जी को मैं पहले तो उनका मैं बोर्ड पर हार्दिक स्वागत करती हूँ और पंकज जी को मैं फ्यूचर की शुभकामना देती हूँ. और रूपा जी का हार्दिक स्वागत करते हुए मैं बहुत ही धन्यवाद और अभिनंदन देती हूँ कि रूपा जी की अच्छी इन्वेस्टर सर्विस है. हमें बस कोई भी क्वेरी है तो हमारा फोन उठा के सॉल्व करती है. वेरी चार्मिंग, गुड नेचर एंड वेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबल मिस रूपा जी को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, अभिनंदन उनकी गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस के लिए. और सर आपके लिए मैं कहूँ तो आप तो कंपनी की शान हो, रौनक हो. कंपनी को अपने मेहनत और लगन से आप आगे बढ़ा रहे हो. सो पॉजिटिवली मैं कहूंगी सर, आपकी और पूरी टीम बहुत ही मेहनती और हार्ड वर्कर है और आप अच्छे से मेहनत करके कोशिश करके आप आगे बढ़ा रहे हो और कंपनी में 4 चंद लगा रहे हो, तो बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन देती हूँ. और हमारा पूरा विश्वास है कि सर जरा विश्वास है तो मेरा कोई सवाल आपके पास नहीं रहा है. और डिविडेंड भी आपने जो भी दिया सो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. और सर मेरी दिल से शुभकामना मैं देती हूँ कि माता जी की असीम कृपा आप पर बनी रहे, आपकी हेल्थ वेल्थ बढ़िया बनी रहे और आप फ्यूचर में कदमों कदम आगे बढ़ते रहे और कंपनी को चौगुनी तरक्की के साथ चौगुनी सफलता आप फ्यूचर में प्राप्त करें, यही मेरी शुभकामना के साथ माता जी के चरणों में प्रार्थना। और हम सदा आपके साथ रहे हैं, आज भी हम आपके साथ हैं। सो आज के सभी रिजोल्यूशन में मैं फुल्ली सपोर्ट करती हूँ। और सर मैं जरूर कहूंगी कि सर हम 3 साल से जो हमारे और आप में बीच जो दूरी बन गई है, तो बस ये हमारी और दूरी आपके बीच की दूरी दूर हो जाए और नेक्स्ट ईयर एजीएम फिजिकल में रहे, यही हम पूरा विश्वास रखते हुए मैं रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ कि सर अपनी नेक्स्ट ईयर एजीएम जरूर फिजिकल रखे तो थोड़ा नजदीक और रूबरू मिलने का मौका मिलेगा। और और बस मैं कहूंगी आप नेक्स्ट ईयर की एजीएम में फिजिकल में रहेंगे हम और आप साथ साथ, तब तक रहे आप गुड हेल्थ वेल्थ के साथ। और आने वाले दशहरा दीपावली की शुभकामना करते हुए मैं धन्यवाद करती हूँ। सर चालू रखिए, भरत सा बात करते हैं। थैंक यू।
माननीय चेयरमैन श्री महेश जी, जय जी और अन्य मान्यवर डायरेक्टर, सर मेरा नाम भरत शाह। सर मैं बरसों से आपका शेयर होल्डर रहा हूं सर। सर मैं पहले तो सापुर जी सेठ और साइरस जी सेठ को मैं हार्टली श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं सर। और उनका आत्मा जहां भी है मैं भगवान को प्रार्थना करता हूं उनको शांति दे सर। और सर दूसरा सर मेरी कोई क्वेरी नहीं है, क्योंकि मुश्किल समय में भी आपने कंपनी को बहुत व्यवस्थित ऊंचाई पर लेके गए हो, आगे बढ़ाई है सर। हमेशा शेयर होल्डर को अच्छा रिटर्न दिया है, शेयर होल्डर का हित को ख्याल रखा है सर। और गुड रिटर्न शेयर होल्डर को दिया है सर, डिविडेंड भी अच्छा दिया है। तो सब बातों में व्यवस्थित कंपनी भी आगे बढ़ रही है, बढ़ोती है, और डिविडेंड भी सर शेयर होल्डर को व्यवस्थित आपने दिया है। तो मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और अभिनंदन देता हूँ, और भगवान ईश्वर को प्रार्थना है अपनी कंपनी बहुत आगे बढ़े। शेयर का भाव भी अच्छा है सर। आगे फ्यूचर में सर बोनस के लिए सोचना तो जरूर बोनस देना सर। और सर मैं पंकज जी जो अपने कंपनी सेक्रेटरी पंकज जी रिटायर्ड हुए, तो उनको उनको शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ रिटायर्ड लाइफ के लिए। और नए कंपनी सेक्रेटरी रूपा जी खन्ना का मैं हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूँ सर। और रूपा जी खन्ना के और उनकी पूरी टीम को भी बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ सर, कि हमेशा शेयर होल्डर की कोई क्वेरी है तो सोल्व करते हैं, शेयर होल्डर को रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं, बेस्ट इन्वेस्टर सर्विस दे रहे हैं। तो मैं रूपा जी खन्ना और उनकी पूरी टीम को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ सर। सर और मीटिंग नेक्स्ट ईयर हो सके तो आज 28 को बहुत मीटिंग है सर, तो लास्ट डेट को नहीं रखना सर। 10 से 15 में 10 से 15 सितंबर में रखेंगे ना, तो क्या उसके पहले रखो, या 10 से 15 सितंबर रखेंगे ना तो अच्छा रहेगा सर। जो मेरी रिक्वेस्ट, और फिजिकल नेक्स्ट ईयर रखेंगे तो आपको मिले 3 साल हो गए सर, तो जरूर रूबरू में अपन फेस टू फेस मिलेंगे। तो जल्दी मीटिंग रखना और फेस टू फेस रखना मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है सर। बाकी तो सब सारे आने वाले त्योहारों की मैं शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ सर। और आने वाले दसरा दीपावली त्योहार की शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। और सारे रिजर्वेशन में सर मेरा पूरा सपोर्ट है सर। और आपकी हेल्थ वेल्थ अच्छी रहे, कंपनी बहुत आगे बढ़े, भगवान ईश्वर को प्रार्थना है। सारे रिजर्वेशन में मेरा पूरा सपोर्ट है। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, थैंक यू। जय हिंद सर, थैंक यू सर।
Thank you very much.
Dear Mr. Mukesh Chandiramani, can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Dear Madam, the person with the said name is not connected in this meeting.
I now call upon the last speaker shareholder, Mr. Kirti Shah. Can you please accept our request to unmute your mic and camera and ask your question?
Dear Madam, the person with the said name is not connected in this meeting.
Yes, sir. In case any of the registered speakers could not join or speak due to technical reasons or queries raised by you during this meeting have remained unanswered, you may send your request by writing to the company at the investor.relations@forbes.co.in. On receipt of any such emails request, the company shall respond suitably.
Thank you for all the questions, and me and my team will try to answer, because most of it, I think we can answer it here itself. So first of all, thank you for all the good wishes that you conveyed to us, and the season's wishes to all of you as well. The second part is we will also carry the condolences that you have conveyed to the promoters, Mr. Shapur Mistry, and we sincerely thank you for all the support that you have put and the belief that you have in us to take this company ahead with your blessings. As regards the points that are supposed to be covered, part related to meeting. So next year, If there are no contingencies like COVID, etc., we will definitely have a physical meeting. I think it is time that we should also meet. We have recognized that we will have it, and we will also try to keep it earlier. So I request Rupa to take a note of it so that it really is planned in that manner. The next part is starting from the beginning. Mrs. Maheshwari talked about CSR for elders. And at this point of time, as this was pointed to us, we will definitely bring it to the CSR and see what are the few things that we can do so that this aspect of CSR could also be looked and explored. We hope we'll find something. We'll try to do whatever best we can. As regards number of employees as on date, and this was the question, but that was also there. We have around 575 employees as on date. There was another question from the same person asking what is the saving between personal and an internet meeting. The saving is around ₹500,000. So that is the kind of difference that we will have, which includes the cost of booking the hall and whatever else that needs to be done. But that is not the criteria in the whole scheme of things. It is good that we meet, and we will definitely do it next year. We'll also keep in mind that we will do it early next year. Somebody asked about supply chain challenges. As regards supply chain challenges, basically, if you look at what happened because of these lockdowns and an extended lockdown in China and other countries where they were source countries for supplies, items like steel, etc., got delayed. Just to give you a perspective, things that we used to get in around 30 days started taking close to 5 months. But we had to work around the problem. We planned it in that manner, and we try to get the material as effectively as possible. Situation could still improve, but we are where we are in this world, and we have to work along with it in the best possible manner. And we are trying to do as much as possible on this. One of the questions was which is the sector that is giving us profit. If I look at 2021 and 2021 was a year where we did very well on real estate. That was because we completed one part of the project and we booked all the profits related to that, which was close to 125, 130 crores. We are going to do phase 2 in the next financial year, not in this financial year, but in the following financial year. So you will again see some good numbers coming out there. That's real estate because of the nature of business. It gets accrued and accounted only when you complete the project. As regards engineering business, I can tell you that we have been seeing consistent growth in this business. Even during COVID years, though COVID year was not really the year of growth, but pre and post, we have been seeing an average growth of around 20 to 25% minimum. And we hope that trend will continue. So this gives you a perspective that all the sectors we are today into are something that are very, very challenging. And in terms of, when I say challenging, I mean positively challenging. There is a lot of opportunity. It is for us to explore this opportunity. And we as your management are doing as much as we can on this topic. There was a question related to Forbes Technosis. Forbes Technosis was losing a lot of money and had loans of up to around 150 crores around 3-4 years ago. As we speak today, the outstanding borrowing is zero with banks. There are some intercompany related borrowings. The group has supported it, and we have managed to sort of keep banks out of this whole story. We have downsized it to a particular extent, and also we are looking at the right businesses and making sure that we do the right things, and we are looking at all profitable aspects. The activity would come down, but it will still remain with minimal or no losses. And then once we are in control of that situation, we will see what is the next best route to take ahead. There was a question as to whether engineering business had a revenue of around 180 crores. Yes, I think that information is correct. And this is where we are talking about where the business is growing at around 25 to 30% kind of a growth. So this is something that will evolve over a period of time. And that is the reason where the board and the management saw the opportunity, and we have now approved in the board meeting of 26 September the demerger. And this part of the business will actually be moving to this new company where there will be much more focus and dedicated sort of approach to grow this business in the long run. I think I have covered every point related that was mentioned. If there is anything, please write to Rupa, and we'll be more than happy to respond to your queries and respond to them as soon as possible.
Thank you.
That's all from my end, but I thank all the shareholders for attending the meeting and for their continued support, and authorize the company secretary to accept and countersign the scrutinizer's report and declare consolidated voting results on receipt of the scrutinizer's report. I now request Ms. Rupa Khanna to conduct the voting and conclude the meeting.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Makran Joshi, partner, Makran and Joshi and Company, practicing company secretary, have been appointed as the scrutinizer of the meeting. The e-voting facility will remain open till 15 minutes after the conclusion of the meeting to enable the shareholders to cast their vote. As the AGM is held through video conferences, as the resolutions have already been put to e-voting, there will be no proposing and seconding of the resolution.